I wanted to talk about fermented foods. These would be foods such as sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, kefir or kefir. I've heard it pronounced all sorts of ways, kombucha, and others. The microorganisms that populate fermented foods positively affect human health, specifically the gut microbiome. Once ingested, the nutrients in fermented foods, the bacteria specifically, survive to interact with the already present bacteria in the body. Probably the number one benefit that fermented foods offer is improved digestion. The probiotics produced during fermentation help to restore the gut microbiome. Bacteria contained in the fermented food get to interact with our own gut microbiome, restoring the balance of the bacteria within us. So this can alleviate symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome or IBS, which is one of the most common digestive ailments, and it can also improve bowel regularity. The next benefit of fermented foods is immune system health. Due to their probiotic nature, fermented foods boost the immune system and lower your risk of infection. They can also help you recover faster when you do get sick, which is great. So if you're suffering from a cold or a flu, you can eat some fermented foods such as sauerkraut or kimchi, or you can sip on some kombucha, and that will help alleviate some of the symptoms of your sickness and also help speed up your recovery time. The reason for this, the primary reason for this is because fermented foods are rich in vitamin C, in iron, in zinc, and as we know, these are all nutrients that are critical for immunity. So you may or may not be familiar with what anti-nutrients are. These are compounds found in nuts, seeds, legumes, whole grains that can block the absorption or, it inhibits the assimilation of the nutrients contained within the fermented foods. The bacteria in the fermented foods makes the nutrients that would otherwise be blocked, it makes them bioavailable, so your body can absorb the nutrients. Another example of this, by the way, is in fermented dairy. Lactose or milk sugar gets broken down during fermentation into the simple sugars galactase and glucose. It enables people who are lactose intolerant to be able to consume fermented dairy without any digestive issues. I also want to mention that there have been a number of studies showing a possible correlation between mental health improvement and the consumption of fermented foods, specifically in the improvement or reduction of symptoms of anxiety and depression. Fermented food consumption has also been linked to heart health, as well as there seems to be a modest improvement in blood pressure. Knowing what we know about fermented foods and their many health benefits, including improved digestion, boosted immunity, increased bioavailability of other nutrients from other foods, it's obvious why we should incorporate one or a couple fermented foods into our diet and make it a habit to consume 1 to 2 servings of fermented food each and every day. I do understand that the sourness and the funky nature of fermented foods, both in the taste and the aroma of them, make them a bit of an acquired taste. But if you haven't acquired it, like if you haven't grown up with it, such as I have in my childhood, growing up with kimchi and things like stinky foods in the house, so I'm used to it. But if your palate is not conditioned to enjoy foods like this, I highly recommend that you try to incorporate it, and you can start with a very small amount, like start with a tablespoon or 2 of sauerkraut and just start there, because if you aren't consuming it already, consuming 1 to 2 tablespoons will even have the benefit, and then you can work your way up to like a half cup or more serving. So just do it that way in a stepwise fashion to condition your palate to not only tolerate but enjoy these amazing beneficial foods, these live, active, functional foods. These are the types of foods that have functional properties in our biology. So I get very excited not only making the food, but consuming it, because I can feel the vitality in these foods. And especially if you consume it on a regular basis and consistently, you will see improvements in your whole being. We all want our health and well-being to be boosted. And these are things that you can do. And I wish you all the best of luck. I wish you the best of success, and most of all, the best of health, because health is wealth. Health is wealth, truly. And thank you so much for watching.